The countdown is on. The 2026 World Cup is just around the corner, and for Brazil, the most successful nation in football history, that means one thing and one thing only: a flat-out war for a spot on the most famous squad in the world. Seriously, the stakes just don't get any higher than this. This thing right here, it's not just a trophy, it's a national obsession. For any player from Brazil, pulling on that legendary yellow jersey at a World Cup, that's it. That's the dream. It's about creating a legacy, it's about national pride, and it's about getting a chance to write your name in the history books forever. And the man with the toughest job in football right now, a legend in his own right, Carlo Ancelotti? Just imagine, he's looking at this ocean of unbelievable, world-class talent, but he's only got a few seats on that plane to North America. Every single call he makes is going to be put under a microscope. So, how's this whole thing going to shake out? Well, first we'll look at the timeline. Then we have to talk about the elephant in the room, Neymar. After that, we'll get to the new guys who are absolutely tearing it up and some incredible comeback stories you won't want to miss. Then we'll peek at the future before we all face the exact same impossible choice the coach is facing. Okay, first up, the final edition. For dozens of these players, that clock is ticking, and it is ticking loud. The next couple of months, it's not just about playing well, it's about survival. This is the moment that will literally make or break their World Cup dreams. So, this timeline is everything. That World Cup draw back in December, that's when it all got very, very real. Right now, these guys are pushing themselves to the absolute limit. But March is the final exam. Those friendly matches against powerhouses like France and Croatia, that's the last best chance for anyone to prove themselves to the coach. After that, the doors slam shut. Which brings us to, well, the biggest name in Brazilian football for over a decade, Neymar. The guy is an icon, a living legend. But is he a lock for this World Cup? The answer might not be as simple as you think. Think about it. He's been the undisputed number 10 for 3 World Cups in a row. But things are different this time. He's been battling injuries and just trying to get match fit for the better part of a year. But here's the real kicker. He has not played a single minute of football for Carlo Ancelotti. For a new coach, that is a huge, huge question mark. And listen to what Ancelotti himself said. We have to think about Brazil, whether that is with or without Neymar. Whoa. The message there is crystal clear, isn't it? No one player is bigger than the team. The suspense here is absolutely real. So, if a legend spot is suddenly up for grabs, who's ready to jump in and take it? That brings us to the new guys on the block. The players who are in such incredible form right now that you can't ignore them. And one of these guys, he is making actual history in what a lot of people call the toughest, most physical league on the planet. Any ideas who I'm talking about? It is Brentford's Igor Thiago. This guy has been an absolute machine. He's not just scoring a few goals here and there. He has completely shattered the record for the most goals ever by a Brazilian in a single Premier League season. And just to give you some perspective on that, he's blown right past recent Brazil stars like Firmino and Martinelli. Just look at this. The only person in the entire league who scored more is Erling Haaland. Come on, when you're in the same sentence as Haaland, you better believe the national team coach is paying very close attention. But it's not all about the goal scorers. For what feels like years, Brazil has been looking for that perfect creative midfielder. And they might have just found their guy in Matheus Pereira. He's the engine for his club, Cruzeiro, and he could be the exact creative spark that Ancelotti's midfield is missing. All right, now for a couple of stories that are just genuinely inspiring. We're talking about players who got hit with major setbacks, looked career-ending injuries in the eye, and are now fighting their way right back into the World Cup picture. Just look at Bremer and Pedro. Both were in the 2022 squad. Bremer battles his way back from a really nasty knee injury, and what happens? An opening in the defense pops up at the perfect time. And then you've got Pedro, who had to overcome not one, but 2 huge injuries, a ruptured ligament and a broken arm, only to come back and become one of his club's top goal scorers. That level of resilience is just incredible. Okay, so we've had the veterans, now let's talk about the new blood. It's time to look at the next generation. These are the kids who are ready to become Brazil's next great superstars. First up, Endrick. He was this huge prospect who was struggling to get playing time at Real Madrid. But his loan move to Lyon? It's been a total game changer. He's scoring goals, he's finding his confidence, and he's thrown his name right back into the mix at the perfect moment. Okay, I'm just going to give you a number. Remember this number, 19. because that's the age of what might be the single most exciting young player in all of Brazil right now. His name is Rayan. At just 19 years old, he bagged 20 goals last season. He's already a champion with Brazil's youth teams. This kid is seen by everyone as one of the brightest talents the country has produced in a long, long time. You're going to want to remember that name. So it all comes down to this, doesn't it? The final decision. Ancelotti has seen it all. The living legend, the red-hot challengers, the guys who refuse to quit, and the unbelievable young talent. And now he actually has to choose. This is the ultimate coach's problem. How on earth do you balance all of this? Do you go with the experience of a legend like Neymar? Or do you ride the insane hot streak of Igor Thiago? Do you reward the pure heart of players like Pedro and Bremer? Or do you take a gamble on the explosive potential of kids like Endrick and Rayan? It's just a crazy high-stakes balancing act. Which, of course, leaves us with one last question. It's your turn. You're the coach now. You've heard all the arguments, so who's on your team? Who are you taking to the World Cup? And who are you leaving at home?